So now we will start with the continent-based mapping. इससे पहले we have already completed the broad framework through treks, a lot of treks like for equator, Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn, Prime Meridian, and then our countries around Mediterranean Sea, then countries around the Caspian Sea, Black Sea, Red Sea, and and the countries which are passing through Indian Standard Time. States which are passing on the Indian Standard Time. We have tricks for that. We have discussed trick for that also. Then we discussed the countries around Israel. So all these things, like now the broad framework is prepared for you. I hope you practice the 5 times principle, the 5 times you practice the trick, and as well as you have also practiced these countries on actual political map of the world. If you have done this, then only start this the second phase where we are going to enter inside the continents. We are going to dive inside the continents. So we are going to start with Africa. Africa is very important continent. A lot of questions are regularly coming on maps, resources, and ecology of Africa. Okay, so be prepared. You should have a political map of Africa. Political map is required. There is no need of buying a physical map of Africa. Buy political map only. And we are going to practice our physical entries like deserts, grasslands, rivers and everything in political map itself. I will tell you the significance because the questions are integrated, like the physical aspects are asked on along with the political aspects. Like for example, the Congo basin is spread across what all countries. Nile is passing through what all capitals. So you should have a political map itself, and we can do all the entries. For example, the Kalahari Desert and the Sahel region is in what is spread across what all countries, isn't it? So you need political map. Point number 1. Let's continue. Okay, we are going to start with Africa. So some basic important political entries, basic facts which you should know before actually starting Africa. Okay, first of all, the first thing which you are going to learn is Africa is the second largest continent after Asia. Okay, second largest continent. Okay, it is the only continent through which all three. It is the only continent. It is the only continent through which all three equator, Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn is passing. Okay. So this is something. Okay, it is the second largest continent. It is second largest continent. Okay. It is the only continent through which all three equator, Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn is passing. Largest country is Algeria, and smallest country is Seychelles. Okay, Algeria, largest country, and Seychelles, it is an island country which is the smallest country of Africa. Okay, on continent Gambia. Okay, Gambia is the smallest country on continent. Overall, largest country is Algeria, smallest is Seychelles. Okay. Longest river, Nile is the longest river of Africa. It is the longest river of the world, so it automatically becomes longest river of the Africa. Largest lake is Lake Victoria. Lake Victoria. You must have heard of very interesting fact about Lake Victoria, that it is the only lake through which equator is passing. Okay, and it is the second largest freshwater lake in the world after Lake Superior. Okay, second largest freshwater lake in the world after Lake Superior. Lake Superior is in North America. Okay. Tallest mountain, Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania. Okay, is the tallest mountain in Africa. Okay, this is the height, 19,340. The Sahara Desert. The Sahara Desert is the world's largest hot desert. Okay, okay. It is not the largest desert. Now you Google it right now. You Google it because it is the largest hot desert. And desert, the geographical definition of desert is a geographical area which is receiving less than 25 centimeter rainfall in 1 year. So it can be a cold area also, it can be a hot area also. So you search right now, Google it, that which is the largest desert in the world. Okay, I'll tell you, this is Sahara is the largest hot desert in the world. The greatest Rift Valley. The Great Rift Valley is known for its volcanoes, hot springs, geysers and earthquakes. Okay. Now you must have heard about the fact that there is divergent plate boundary within the continent in Africa. Okay, so this region, this part of Africa is breaking. It is diverging. It is breaking. So it is making a great rift valley inside the Africa. Okay, and when this rift valley is spreading, so when the rainwater comes, so it is making rift valley lakes. We are going to discuss those rift valley lakes also. It is very important for prelims. Okay. The Nile River Basin. 40% of Africa's population lives in the Nile River Basin. Okay, you should know these facts. South Africa in 2023-2024 economic year, it is the largest economy of Africa. Okay. Now, some important political entries are Africa is producing 60% of global diamonds. Okay, Africa as a continent, I'm talking about. As a continent, it accounts for 60% of the global diamond production. Country-wise, Russia is the largest producer of diamonds in the world. Okay, and in India, Panna region. Okay, Vindhyan Hills. We are going to discuss this when we are going to do the mapping of Indian geography. But in the world, continent-wise, Africa has largest reserves, 60% of the global reserves. Russia is the largest producer of diamonds in the world. In India, Panna region, Vindhyan region, Madhya Pradesh region is the largest producer of diamonds. Okay, this is one. This is second important point to be noted. That is the Ghana coast. The Ghana coast, 70% of the global cocoa production, which is actually used for making chocolate, is found near in Ghana coast. Ghana coast is producing 60 to 70% of global cocoa, that is which is required for chocolate. Okay. Now the Kimberley region in South Africa is very famous for diamonds. You must have heard about the Kimberley diamonds. Okay, so these are the important political entries which you have to come across. Then these are the two, Zanzibar Island and Pemba Island. These two islands are the islands of Tanzania. Okay, this is Tanzania. Okay, and these two islands are over here. Okay, this is Pemba, this is Zanzibar. Okay, they are popular for clove production. Okay, they are popular for cloves production. The largest producer of cloves in the world is Indonesia. Largest producer. And Pamba Island and Zanzibar Island. Okay. One interesting fact which you should know, a political entry is the first IIT, the first IIT, Indian Institute of Technology, outside India, IIT Madras, was opened in Zanzibar, island of Tanzania. Okay, so what all entries we have to remember is that Zanzibar and Pamba islands of Tanzania, Pamba and Zanzibar islands of Tanzania are called as clove islands. They are significant. They are significantly contributing to global clove production. Okay, point number one. Point number two, largest producer of cloves in the world is Indonesia. Point number three is that IIT Madras, first IIT outside India, was opened in Zanzibar island of Tanzania. Okay, this is the fact which you have to remember. Let's move forward. You must have heard about Kigali Amendment, okay, to Montreal Protocol, in which it was decided to reduce the production and consumption of hydrofluorocarbons, okay, ozone depleting substances. Okay, Montreal Protocol was decided in 1987. Okay, Vienna Convention, Montreal Protocol, to reduce the use of ओजोन डिप्लीटिंग सब्सटेंसेस, उसका रिप्लेसमेंट डिसाइड किया था कि इसको रखेंगे। किगाली अमेंडमेंट में इसको भी हटा दिया, बिकॉज नॉट बिकॉज इट वाज डिप्लीटिंग ओजोन लेयर, बट इट हैज नेगेटिव कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस ऑन global warming. It was amplifying global warming. Okay, our greenhouse gases that are used as alternate to chlorofluorocarbons and hydrochlorofluorocarbons, which are already Montreal Protocol. Okay, so the point to be noted is Kigali is a place in Africa, and it is the capital of Rwanda. Is the capital of Rwanda. This is Rwanda. Okay, and Kigali is the capital of Rwanda. Okay, you must have your maps open and keep on checking that. Okay, another important place which is there in Africa is a city in Morocco. Morocco is the Marrakesh. We come across while preparing for UPSC, when we prepare economy, we read about World Trade Organization, how it came into being, Uruguay rounds of talks, and Marrakesh Treaty of 1990s, 1994, 1995, which actually led to the establishment of World Trade Organization. Marrakesh is in Morocco. This is something which you should know. Then headquarters of UNEP are in Nairobi, Kenya. Nairobi is the capital of Kenya. It is the only headquarters in Africa of UN, United Nations का सिर्फ एक अकेला headquarters है जो अफ्रीका में है, which is outside the first world countries, is in Nairobi, Kenya. Okay. Another important thing is the African Union, which actually became part of G20, permanent member of G20. African Union, which became permanent member of G20. इसके headquarters कहाँ पे हैं? Where are the headquarters? Addis Ababa, the capital of Ethiopia. Okay. Then you must have come across the Arab Spring. It is a pro-democracy, anti-state protest which was started in the 2010-2011 year. It was initiated in Tunisia. Okay, so this is Tunisia, which you should know where it was started, where all these protests actually started. It spread to the rest of the other Arab countries like Egypt and Bahrain in Asia. Okay, Arab Spring wave of pro-democracy protests and uprisings that took place in the Middle East and North Africa beginning in 2010, 2011, challenging some of the regions entrenched. Okay, it started in Tunisia and Egypt, which you should know while studying about Africa. Now, OPEC countries. Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC countries in Africa, though there are other, we are going to discuss all these countries, but what you should know, in Africa we have Algeria, okay, Libya, Nigeria, Angola. These are the OPEC countries from Africa. OPEC countries from Africa. Okay. Algeria, Libya, okay, Nigeria, Angola, okay, OPEC countries from Africa. Fine, let's move ahead. We just discussed Nigeria. This is a terrorist organization. This is a terrorist organization. A terrorist organization. Boko Haram is a Sunni Islamic extremist group, a terrorist organization which is active in the Nigeria region. Nigeria region. Okay. So this is the another political entry which you should know about before actually when we are studying about Africa. So this is one of the important fact. Arab Spring, Boko Haram, the cocoa production, the Pamba and Zanzibar Island, okay, the diamond production, all these things, OPEC countries, we should know about all these. Okay. Now another important thing which we should now study is the landlocked countries. Okay, is the landlocked countries. It is a very important thing to understand the landlocked countries. There are some confusing countries also like Niger and Nigeria. Okay, so this is something we should you should think about when you look at the Africa's map from while studying, and or if you do not study about the landlocked countries, तो आप क्या करते हैं? Democratic Republic of Congo, we feel actually like that it is a landlocked country. We get confused between Niger and Nigeria. Okay, so this is Sudan and South Sudan. Whether Ethiopia is a landlocked country or not, because Eritrea is also very close. It is very close to Red Sea. So these are the things which we should know about. We should know about. Okay, let's look into that. So Mali we have Burkina Faso, we have Niger. This is Nigeria. Okay, this is Nigeria. Do not make the mistake. Nigeria. We already did कि मेरा तो पूरा life खराब हो जाएगा, मेरा पूरा life खराब हो जाएगा वाला meme, a joke in the previous class, and that is an indication of a red alert that you should be prepared. That while I'm studying the landlocked countries of Africa, it is not Nigeria, but it is Niger which is landlocked. Okay. Again, when we were discussing about the trick of the countries which are passing through Tropic of Cancer, there also there was N in the trick. Okay, and when that N in the trick was वेस्ट में this was a trick. This was Western Sahara. Mali itself is a country. Western Sahara, Mali. E for Egypt. N for Niger. So this was the red flag. Niger. Okay. And then Algeria. L for Libya. I hope you remember. Okay. Keep practicing them. Mali, Burkina Faso, it is Niger. You should keep this thing in mind. Then Chad, Central African Republic, CAR, CAR. Okay, then South Sudan. This is North Sudan. North Sudan, we had discussed that it is the trick of Red Sea was D, double E, double E, double S, Y. D for Djibouti, E for Egypt, E for Eritrea, not Ethiopia, S for Saudi Arabia, S for Sudan, not South Sudan, and Y for Yemen. Okay, we discussed the trick. Okay, so South Sudan. Then Ethiopia is a landlocked country. This is something which you should mark star. Then Uganda. Then Rwanda. Rwanda's capital Kigali. We discussed. Then Burundi. Burundi. These are the countries. Normally, these are remembered as BRU. Okay, BRU. All these three countries are landlocked countries, BRU countries. Then Malawi, Zambia, Zimbabwe, and Botswana. Okay, these are the countries. Then Eswatini and Lesotho. You take the political map of Africa and mark all these countries. We are going to practice them right now. Okay, Lesotho, Eswatini, Botswana, Zambia, Zimbabwe, Zambia, Malawi. Okay, then BRU, Burundi, Rwanda, Uganda, then Ethiopia, South Sudan, Central African Republic, and then Chad, Niger, Mali, Burkina Faso. These are the landlocked countries of Africa. Do remember them. Okay. What people make mistake is that the Congo, okay, Democratic Republic of Congo, this country, they think that it is a landlocked country. It is not a landlocked country. Very, very minute, this point, this much opening is there through which the Congo River is draining in the Atlantic Ocean. Okay. So, Lesotho, Eswatini, Botswana, Zimbabwe, Zambia, okay, Malawi, BRU countries, Ethiopia, South Sudan, Central African Republic, Chad, Niger, Burkina Faso, Mali. Okay. Look at them once again. You can have this more clear map. Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, Chad, Central African Republic, then Ethiopia, South Sudan, BRU countries, then Malawi, Zimbabwe, Eswatini, Lesotho, and Zambia. Okay, let's move forward. Now let's once just practice all the landlocked countries. Is that this is Mali, this is Burkina Faso, okay, this is Nigeria, and this is Niger, okay, then this is Chad, this is Central African Republic, this is Congo, this is not a landlocked country, then this is South Sudan, this is Ethiopia, whose capital is Addis Ababa, which is where the headquarters of African Union are there. Okay, I hope we just recently discussed this. Then we have BRU, Burundi, Rwanda, Uganda. Okay, Rwanda's capital is Kigali, and we discussed about the Kigali Amendment. Okay, now we have Zambia, Zimbabwe, okay, Botswana, then we have Eswatini. This is correct. Then we have Eswatini and Lesotho. So these are the landlocked countries. This is how you will practice it. Once, twice. You can use it in your tab. You can do it in your tab also, or in your copy pen. Okay. What all things you have to note down is what all things you have to keep in mind is Nigeria is not a landlocked country, but Niger is. Democratic Republic of Congo is not a landlocked country. Another thing is Ethiopia is a landlocked country. Okay. South Sudan is landlocked country. Sudan is not a landlocked country. It is opening to Red Sea. Okay. These are the things which you have to keep in mind, should not confuse you. Okay. So let's quickly look at all the things which we did till now. Africa, we are studying Africa. Africa is the second largest continent on earth after Asia. Okay, then its largest country is Algeria, and smallest country is Seychelles Islands over here. On continent it is Gambia. Okay, Gambia over here. Okay, then that is the political entry. Its largest river is Nile, which we are going to discuss. Highest peak is Mount Kilimanjaro, which is in Tanzania. Another political entry which we discussed is that Pamba and Zanzibar Island. Pamba and Zanzibar Islands are called Clove Islands. Clove Islands. Okay. Zanzibar Island is the place where the IIT Madras is going to open the first time outside India. Okay. Okay. So the IIT political entry which we did. Then we discussed about I will write BRU, Burundi, Rwanda, Uganda. First of all, they are landlocked countries, and then Rwanda, we have capital Kigali, which is related to Kigali Amendment. This is Ethiopia. It is also a landlocked country. Its capital is Addis Ababa. Headquarters of African Union. Okay. Then this country is Kenya, whose capital is Nairobi, where the headquarters of United Nations Environmental Program is there. This is Morocco. This country is Morocco, where we have studied about Marrakesh. Is a place in Morocco where which actually led to the foundation of establishment of World Trade Organization. Okay. Then in South Africa we have the large South Africa. Then we have Nigeria. We have Boko Haram, terrorist organization which is active in Nigeria. Okay. These are the political entries which we did. Talking about the South Africa, we have Kimberley. We have Kimberley, a place which is famous for diamonds. And then we discussed about the Ghana coast. Cocoa production. 60 to 70% used in chocolate, which you write on your own, you know that very well. Then we discussed about the landlocked countries, which is Malawi, Burkina Faso. Then we have Niger, not Nigeria. Then we have Chad, then we have Central African Republic, then we have South Sudan, then we have Ethiopia, okay, then we have Burundi, Rwanda, Uganda, then we have Malawi, then we have Zambia, then we have Zimbabwe, we have Botswana, Lesotho, Eswatini, okay, Lesotho, Eswatini. So these are the political entries which you should remember. Now let's go into the rivers of Africa. First we are going to look at river Nile, okay. So this is somehow the flow of Nile. It is somewhat originating from the Lake Victoria region, okay. Okay. Then it is joined by this is called White Nile. It is actually joined by Blue Nile, okay. This is, it passes through, okay, let me do first one. Simply what you have to write is, it is the longest river of Africa and of the world, lifeline of Africa. We have already discussed 40% of Africa's population, 40% of Africa's population is living around the Nile River. Population is living around the Nile River. It originates near Lake Victoria, drains into Mediterranean Sea. Do not make the mistake of draining it into Red Sea. A lot of students gets confused. A lot of state PCS exams and CDS and ND exams have asked that this Nile River drains into Red Sea. Look, the Red Sea is very close, so it creates a lot of confusion. Creates in examination hall. We have already discussed the examination mentality, which becomes a problem. So it drains into Mediterranean Sea. It is White Nile, which is joined by Blue Nile, which is originating in Ethiopia region. Okay. It joins in the Sudan. Okay. Then it goes northwards, and a dam, Aswan Dam in Egypt, is built on Nile River. It also passes through the capital of Egypt, that is Cairo, and then drains into Mediterranean Sea, where a very famous port city, Alexandria city, port city, is there on Nile's delta. Okay. This much, इससे ज़्यादा confuse नहीं होना है, ज़्यादा PhD नहीं करनी है. If you don't have to go into very much detail of these rivers. You should just basic know the origination point, its major tributary, where it is flowing and where it is draining into. That's it. Okay. Look, this is what we discussed. This is river Nile. Okay. This is flowing into Mediterranean Sea. Okay, this is the famous Alexandria place. Okay. This is the Aswan Dam. Okay. Now the second important river of Africa is a river Congo. So you make a heading of river Congo. you must be aware of the fact that it is River Congo. River Congo. Okay, also named by the river Zaire. Only river which cuts the equator twice. Okay, it originates it. Okay, the first thing is that Nile was draining into Mediterranean Sea. Congo is draining into Atlantic Ocean. This is the broad framework. Okay, it is originating somewhere from Zambia region. Okay, between two lakes, that is Lake Malawi and Lake Titicaca. This is it is not given on the map, but it is Lake. It's not Titicaca, but Lake. This is Lake Malawi. Lake Naya is also known by the name Nyasa. Okay, it is Lake Tanganyika. That was a slip of tongue. Lake Titicaca is in South America. Okay, between these two lakes, this river is originating. It northwards, cuts the equator twice, then it flows and drains into Atlantic Ocean. Okay, another fact which you should know about is it is the deepest river in the world. Okay, around 220 feet, or you should remember. Okay, this is another deepest a river in the world, Congo River. Okay, it is famous for its largest peatland area. Okay, the swampy region, the peatlands which are created, where the decomposition is not complete, does not happen completely. That swampy area is known as peatland area. We can simply see that it is cutting the equator twice. Equator what equatorial climate is experiencing is regular rainfall throughout the day. Okay, throughout the year actually. So daily अगर बारिश होती है तो यहाँ पे swampy region बन जाता है. So that's why the peatland kind of area is created. Okay, draw this. So this is the Congo River. You can see this is the Congo River. This also draining out. Okay, cutting the equator twice. Okay, this is the picture of Congo River, and this is the peatland area. Okay, so this is how, see, this kind of greenery it is a evergreen kind of vegetation because rainfall is there a lot. Okay, then this is meandering of the river. You can see Oxbow Lake. If आगे जब बन जाएगा तो it will become Oxbow Lake. This is the peatland area. Then we have another important river is River Niger. Okay, River Niger. It is draining out and near the Ghana coast. Draining out from Nigeria. Okay, so we discussed Nile River, we discussed River Congo, and the third important river is River Niger. As you can see, this is the flow of River Niger, draining out from Nigeria into Atlantic Ocean. These are the other few important rivers in the southern region of Africa. Okay, this is Lake Nyasa. Okay, the important rivers are Zambezi River, which is already asked in one of 2020 prelims. This river was asked. It was how the question was there. The question framework was like this. Okay. Name of the river, and it is draining into. So it was written Thames, Zambezi, and then other rivers of the world and the drainage area. So you should focus on the origination point and the place where it is draining into. For example, the Nile was draining into Mediterranean Sea, and then Congo was draining into Atlantic Ocean, and river Niger is also draining into Atlantic Ocean. Okay. Zambezi river is draining into Indian Ocean. Okay. Zambezi river is draining into Indian Ocean. Very important, the highest waterfalls, that is Victoria Falls are on Zambezi river. Okay. Then we have river Limpopo. It is also draining into Indian Ocean. The point to remember is it is the only river. It is the only river crossing Tropic of Capricorn twice. So we have seen Congo, which was crossing equator twice. Now we have river Limpopo, which is crossing Tropic of Capricorn twice. Okay. Nile draining into Mediterranean Sea, Congo draining into Atlantic Ocean, Niger draining into Atlantic Ocean. Then we have Zambezi river, which is draining into Indian Ocean. We have river Limpopo, which is crossing the Tropic of Capricorn twice and is also draining into Indian Ocean. Now we have river Orange. Okay, so this is, you should keep in mind, river Orange is draining into Atlantic Ocean. See students, previous year questions gives us hint कि हमें किस तरह से आंसर क्वेश्चन किसी भी टॉपिक पे प्रिपेयर करना है. So these rivers are confusing. River Orange is draining into Atlantic Ocean, and river Limpopo and river Zambezi river is draining into Indian Ocean. So easily वो लोग question बना सकते हैं ना. They already asked a question like that. Okay, so you should be prepared. Like where Orange is draining into, Zambezi is draining into, Limpopo is draining into. So this is how we will prepare. Okay, these are the Victoria Falls. See, it has the description also of longest. Okay, this is like the area wise longest waterfalls area. This area is, I don't know, around 700 meters. Okay, 700 meters बड़ा ये area है. इस पे पूरा waterfall is there, Zambezi river. Okay, so amazing, beautiful it is. Now let's look into the lakes of Africa. When we were starting our class, we discussed about the Great Rift Valley of Africa. So we discussed that this part of Africa is breaking. Okay, this is called Great Rift Valley. Rift Valley of Africa. So when it is breaking, उसके अंदर पानी आ जाता है, so it is making Rift Valley lakes. Rift Valley lakes. So examiner can form questions. Then what? They have already asked about the question on lakes of Africa, that this particular lake of Africa is in the western part of Africa is drying. Okay, or there's some kind of problem. So that kind of questions they have already asked. So we can take a hint. They can give a list of lakes, and there can be a question. What all lakes are Rift Valley lakes of Africa? I hope this question is genuine question, because Africa is breaking. Okay, it is actually, the land is breaking, so it is a significant topic. It is a something to be concerned of. So let's discuss what are the Rift Valley lakes. Lake Malawi Valley Lake. Then Lake Tanganyika. Okay, it is the it is also a Rift Valley lake. Okay, then we have Lake Kiev, Lake Edward, Lake Albert. Okay, these are Rift Valley lakes. Okay, Lake Kiev, Lake Edward, Lake Albert, and then Lake Turkana. So these Rift Valley lakes, these are breaking. Point to be noted is Lake Victoria. The largest lake of Africa. Okay, let me make a list, otherwise you'll get confused. Lakes. That Lake Malawi, then we have Lake Tanganyika, Lake Kiev, Lake Edward, Lake Albert, Lake Turkana. It is in Kenya. So these are the Rift Valley lakes, and I will make a star and write Lake Victoria is not a Rift Valley lake. Okay, another thing about Lake Victoria. Okay, we have seen Lake Tanganyika is the longest lake of Africa. Okay, and Lake Victoria is the largest lake of Africa. Lake Victoria is the only lake through which equator is passing. This is the only lake through which equator is passing. Okay. Another thing which you have to keep in mind is this is Lake Victoria. Okay, Lake Victoria is sharing its border with what all countries? Okay, it is spread through what all countries? It is a trick. It is not. It is a very famous trick which you all already know. It is TUK or UKT, whatever it is, whatever is suitable for you. It is TUK, UKT, whatever it is. TUK. T over here is Tanzania. Uganda. Kenya. Okay, so Victoria is sharing its spread across what all countries is TUK, UKT, Tanzania, Uganda, and Kenya. Okay, clear? Clear, we have discussed this. Now mark these entries. We will mark जो हमने पढ़ा है अभी तक वो countries को उन lakes को अपन mark करते हैं. This is the lake. Okay, this we have discussed is Lake Malawi. It is also called Lake Nyasa. Okay, then we have Kiev. Okay, Edward, Albert, Lake Turkana. Okay, we have Lake Victoria. I hope this much is clear. This much is clear. This much is clear. Okay, Lake Victoria is not a Rift Valley lake. Lake Kiev, Lake Malawi, Lake Tanganyika. These are the Rift Valley lakes. Okay. Now outside this, let's go outside, and that is Asan Beraj. Okay, this is first. Let's see. We have started Asan Beraj. Okay, over here. Okay, then we have Lake Tana of Ethiopia. Make a list of all these lakes. Okay, then we are going to write the other lakes of Africa. Ready? Written? Okay. We have seen Aswan, then over here. This is Lake Nasir. Okay. This is Lake Volta. Then we have Lake Kariba. We have a lake which is actually drying up in Mali. Lake Fabique. UPSC Pre 2022. Then in Nigeria, okay, on the nearby the delta region of Niger River, we have Lake Oguta. Okay, then we have Lake Chad, which shares border with 4 countries: N1, 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 N2, C1, C2. Chad, Central African Republic, Niger, and Nigeria. These are the 4 countries with which Lake Chad is sharing its border. Okay, you make a list of all these lakes. Mountains of Africa. Okay, so it's simple. You must have heard about the Atlas Mountains. Okay, then we have Hogar Mountains. We have residuary mountains, Drakensberg. In South Africa. Okay, these are the mountainous regions. We have Mount, then we have Tanzania. We have highest, then we Mount Kilimanjaro. We also have Cameroon. These are residuary mountains. Okay, Atlas Mountains, Fold Mountains, highest peak of Africa. Then in Ethiopia we have Mount Ras Dashan. A famous mountain. Okay. This is the picture of Mount Kilimanjaro. I hope you can see this. Okay, while mountain of greatness. This is something of basic facts about the point which you should remember is it is in Tanzania and it is highest peak of Africa. That's it. Deserts of Africa. If you're preparing for UPSC and you are not heard about Sahara Desert, there is, kind of impossible thing. Okay, largest hot desert in the world. What all conditions, have you ever thought you must be aware that what all conditions actually make it the largest desert is multiple factors like the tropical high pressure, tropical high pressure belt is there. Then the continentality effect is there. So descending winds are, adiabatic heating, which actually creates stable conditions, no or less rainfall. Then continentality effect. So the winds are blow when they blow on this region does not carry any kind of moisture, so doesn't lead to a rainfall rainfall in this region. Tropic of Cancer is actually passing through Sahara Desert. We already have a trick: west mein Mali, east mein Nal, for the countries which are passing through Tropic of Cancer in Africa. Okay. On the basis of political map of Africa, the desert covers the complete or partial areas of 11 countries. That is, you can see all these countries. You don't have to mug them up. Just have a basic idea. Algeria, Mali, Mauritania, okay, Western Sahara, Libya, Egypt, Niger, Chad, Sudan. Okay, all these regions. Okay, these basic understanding of this. Okay, what I want to tell you, what is important is not Sahara Desert, but the Sahel region. Everyone is aware of the Sahara Desert, but the Sahel region is something I want to talk about. Sahel region is the southern part of Sahara Desert, which has semi-arid conditions, which have savanna type of climate. Savanna region is there. It is a transition region. Sahel region is transition region, which you should know about. This is Sahel region. Question can definitely be asked on Sahel region. Okay, where it is found, what is Sahel region, what are the characteristics of Sahel region. Okay, so it is a transition. Okay, grasslands, then semi-arid area, and then we have desert. So semi-arid region is called Sahel region of Africa. It is on the southern side, southern margins of Sahara Desert. This is something which you should know about. Okay. So we have Sahara Desert. We have Sahel region. Okay. Other deserts in Africa are, in Botswana we have Kalahari Desert. Okay, towards Namibia, in the region we have Namibia. Okay, this area is this country is very popular. Was also very popular because India was the cheetah population, rehabilitation of cheetah in India, reintroduction of cheetah in India. So Namibia was in news. This is Namib Desert. The country is Namibia. Multiple reasons are there for the formation of this desert. Is the continentality effect and the cold ocean current, the Benguela current, which actually flows through this, the cold current, which creates stable conditions, descending air, so does not leads to a rainfall in this area. Grasslands of Africa. you must be aware about the savanna grasslands. The famous elephant grass is also, savanna grasslands are tropical grasslands. Okay, there are two types of grasslands, like tropical grasslands and temperate grasslands. Temperate grasslands are simple, which are found in temperate region, you know, velds of South Africa. Okay, the famous elephant grass, which is actually very tall grasses, बहुत बड़ी grass होती है as far as the African savanna region. You know about the characteristics of savanna grasslands. Okay, trees are actually very far away. Okay, the area is mostly covered by the grasses. Okay, and then the rainfall is only in the monsoon season and the summer season. Okay, alternate summer and the winter seasons are there in the savanna grasslands. Okay, frequent fires and all these things are the characteristics of savanna grasslands. Okay, now let's look at some characteristics. Now look at the another continent. We are done with Africa. Second important continent is South America. Okay, you should have a political map of South America with you. So let's look at the countries of South America: French Guiana, Suriname, Guyana, Venezuela, Ecuador, Peru, Brazil, Bolivia, Paraguay, Uruguay, Argentina, and Chile. You must have heard about these countries a lot of frequent times. Okay, here we have Caucasus plate, oceanic plate, which is interacting with the Central America and is having a oceanic and continental convergence. Okay, here we have Nazca plate. Oceanic. Subducting into South American plate, leading to the formation of Andes fold mountains. Andes, the largest mountain chain in the world. Okay. Okay. So this is this is Pacific Ocean. This is Atlantic Ocean. Niche Southern Ocean. Okay. We have over here is Magellan Strait. So it is actually connecting Pacific Ocean to the Atlantic Ocean. So it is a brief overview. We have Caribbean Sea over here, Caribbean Sea over here. Okay, North America. Okay, this is connecting it. Okay, we have the Isthmus of Panama. Isthmus of Panama. What is isthmus? It is a land area which is connecting two large land bodies. Okay. Okay. So this is the broad overview of South America. Okay. We discussed. Now this is only two landlocked countries of South America, that is Bolivia and Paraguay. So this is something which you should write. First, you should write the Caucasus plate, the Nazca plate, Caribbean plate, okay, and the Pacific Ocean, and how what all countries, you should have a very brief idea about them, isn't it? So we can see that equator is passing. Okay, so we discussed England Cricket Board. Okay, so we have E, we have C, and we have B. Okay, these three countries are on equator. Then we have Tropic of Capricorn also. We had the trick. ब्राजील में कैप मिली, ब्राजील में कैप मिली, कैप। बोट्सवाना में मोनालिसा, ऑस्ट्रेलिया में मैडम। बोट्सवाना में मोनालिसा, बोट्सवाना। मोजाम्बिक। नामीबिया। ली वॉज साइलेंट। साउथ अफ्रीका। ऑस्ट्रेलिया में मिली मैडम, ऑस्ट्रेलिया। मैडम इज मेडागास्कर। ओके, ब्राजील में कैप मिली। C is for Chile. Okay, A is for Argentina. P is for Paraguay and Brazil. Okay, so equator is passing. We have Ecuador, Colombia, Brazil. So Brazil is the country through which Tropic of Capricorn is also passing and equator is also passing. Okay, this you should know, right? Let's go inside. Let's do some political entries of South America. Another important entry which you have to do is, this is Bolivia. Okay, the capital of Bolivia is La Paz. Is La Paz. It is the highest capital in the world. Okay. Now let's do some political entries. Venezuela has highest oil reserves in the world. Okay. This you should some note down. Okay. And it is followed by Saudi Arabia. Okay. So you make a note from this. What all findings you can have. The one thing which you have to note about is that Venezuela has highest oil reserves in the world. Top coffee producer. Brazil is top coffee producer in the world. Top coffee producer in the world is Brazil. Okay. Noted. This is the Fazenda region of Africa. Which is famous. It is the Brazilian coast of. It is towards Atlantic Ocean, and it is famous for coffee production. So if there is a question on fazendas. So note down, it is for, you should know it is for coffee production. Okay. Then talking about, we have done about the Venezuela is the largest, it has highest oil reserves. It is not producing maximum amount of oil. Having reserves and largest producer, they are two separate things. I hope you know that. Okay, having largest reserves and being a largest producer are two separate things. Venezuela has highest reserves. Okay. Then coming to sugarcane, Brazil is the largest producer of sugar cane. Sugar cane I am talking about. I am not talking about sugar. I am talking about sugar cane. Okay. So Brazil is the highest producer. Second is India. Okay. This is something we should know. If you want to make a note of the countries, you can pause the video and see that what all countries are producing. Then talking about, we have done oil reserves. Then we came to coffee production. This is Venezuela. This is Brazil. We have seen sugarcane. Again Brazil. Now we are coming to lithium, which is a very critical mineral nowadays. Okay. So Chile has highest reserves of lithium in the world, highest reserves. But which country is producing maximum amount of lithium is Australia. Okay. So we are going to see the table, that table also. But what you have to note down is that recent news have told us that now India is the fifth largest, has lithium reserves in the world. But although this news was very famous, okay, in Rajasthan and the Jammu and Kashmir region we have discovered, but this is inferred. These are inferred reserves. We are not producing them right now. But what you have to note down is the largest producer of lithium is something else. It is Australia, and largest reserves are with Chile. Okay, because lithium is very much in news because of the EV. So Chile has highest reserves, okay, of lithium. Okay, Australia is the largest producer. Okay, this is production. Okay. See, these are reserves, and this is production. Okay, these are reserves. So 9,200. So Chile has more reserves than Australia, but Australia is the largest producer. So rank 1 is Australia, rank 2 is Chile in production. Okay, then we have China at number 3 and Argentina at number 4. You must be aware of ABC triangle. ABC triangle, A, B, C triangle, a lithium triangle. Argentina, Bolivia, Chile in South America. Okay, it's quite famous. The rivers of South America. Okay, so we have this is river Amazon, largest river in the world. in terms of volume. Longest is Nile. This is the largest river in the world. Second longest river in the world. Second longest river in the world. Okay, when it originates somewhere in near Peru. Okay, from Andes with the name River Montero. Okay, then it flows and drains near the equator in the Atlantic Ocean, near the equator. The place where it drains out is called Macapa. The city is Macapa. Okay. It is flowing. Its largest tributary is River Madeira. Madeira is its largest tributary, and then it is actually where it flows. So its drainage area has rainforest, which are called selvas. Okay, these are 3 to 4 facts which you have to remember. They are also called the lungs of the Mother Earth because majority or maximum amount of the world's rainforest are around river Amazon. There is a question also you asked by UPSC, if the rainforests are the lungs of the planet, then what about the wetlands? Why wetlands are called kidneys of the planet? So Amazon forest is also called the lungs of planet Earth. This, okay, अगर ये मैप आपको मैं पहले दिखा देता ना तो आप कंफ्यूज हो जाते. So now you have the clarity. This is River Montero. Okay, this is River Montero. This is Macapa, almost near equator, 0-degree equator. This is Atlantic Ocean. This is River Madeira, which is the largest tributary. Okay. Now the second river which you have to study is River Orinoco in Venezuela. Okay, Orinoco River. Okay. So River Amazon, River Orinoco draining into Atlantic Ocean. Orinoco River के लिए आपको एक फैक्ट याद रखना है, 2 फैक्ट याद रखना है. पहली बात तो कि एक तो Llanos grasslands are around Orinoco River. Second, the highest waterfall in the world, that is Angel Falls are on Orinoco River in Venezuela. So highest waterfalls in the world are in Venezuela. Highest waterfalls are on the Orinoco River. Orinoco River drains around Llanos tropical grasslands. That's it. Simple. These are the Angel Falls. Okay. With the height of, you will be surprised if I'll tell you the height. Okay. 980 meters. Such an amazing, Mother Earth. 980 meters. 1 kilometer ऊपर से पानी नीचे गिर रहा है यार. 1 kilometer height. Oh my God. What you do right now is, if you are very much interested, go to YouTube and just simply write Angel Falls. An amazing thing you will see. Okay, sunlight is falling on this. It's like fire is coming out. The person who is actually, they are doing skydiving also from there. So you can't even see the the bottom area, the surface. आप देख भी नहीं सकते हैं कि इसका नीचे वाला हिस्सा कहाँ पे है यार, कितना नीचे है. 1 किलोमीटर ऊपर हाइट से. Amazing. We discussed about River Amazon, Madeira River, which is the largest tributary, Orinoco River, we discussed. Okay, Angel Falls. Now, third important river is River Parana. Okay, this is River Parana. From Brazil, Paraguay के बीच में border बनाता है. Then Brazil and Argentina के बीच में border बनाता है, and then it drains into Atlantic Ocean. Okay. Itaipu Dam is on river Parana. इससे ज्यादा नहीं पढ़ना है, नहीं पढ़ना है. You should just know the location and where they are draining into. That's it. Do not flood yourself with information which is of no use. Okay. Look, there is no end to information. Okay. कभी होगा भी नहीं, कभी लाइफ में नहीं होगा. You can write thesis on river Amazon. You can write thesis on river Orinoco, Nile River. But how do we have to prepare? How they are asking questions in prelims? That's it. That's it. That should be your objective. Lakes of South America. Mention these two lakes. Okay. These are the important lakes of South America. इसके अलावा आपको ज़्यादा परेशान होने की कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है. Okay. Okay. Lake Maracaibo is the largest lake of South America. Okay. Lake Titicaca is on the is sharing its border with Peru, okay, and Bolivia. Okay. Peru's capital is Lima and Bolivia's capital is La Paz. La Paz, whatever you जैसे भी प्रोनाउंस करना है. La Paz is the highest capital in the world. So highest capital in the world, तो यहीं से हिंट मिलता है. It is highest. Lake Titicaca is also close to this capital. So Lake Titicaca is Lake Titicaca is also highest navigable lake in world. Sharing its border with Peru and Bolivia. Okay, Peru and Bolivia, highest navigable lake in the world. La Paz, which is the capital of Bolivia, is the highest capital in the world. Okay, like the Victoria, which we have the Victoria Lake is sharing its border with 3 countries, UKT, Uganda, Kenya, and Kenya and Tanzania. Okay, Lake Maracaibo is Venezuela. It is the largest lake of South America. Then we have Lake Titicaca. Okay, grasslands of South America. Okay, we know that grasslands are of 2 types. Okay, we discussed Orinoco River, Llanos, tropical grasslands. Tropical region में भाई तो tropical grasslands ही होगा. Then we have Carados and Caatingas are tropical in Brazil. Then we have Gran Chaco. They are half in tropics region, and the lower half is in temperate region. Okay, then we have Pampas of Argentina. Now Pampas, ये देखिए ना, 23.5 degree Tropic of Capricorn, उसके नीचे, that means temperate region में देखो 30 degree के भी नीचे है. So that in Pampas are temperate grasslands. Llanos, selvas क्या है? Selvas, Amazon forest, जो रेन फॉरेस्ट जिसको ड्रेन कर रहा है उनको बोलते हैं सेल्वास. Okay, selvas of South America. It should not be confused with tropical grasslands. Okay, we have Llanos, Venezuela ki region. Okay, Orinoco River. Then we have Carados and Caatingas and Campos also. Okay, we have Campos over here. So we have C1, C2, C3. Campos, Caatingas, Carados in Brazil. These are tropical grasslands. We have Gran Chaco, which are semi-temperate and semi-tropical grasslands. Okay. Then we have Pampas of Argentina. These are temperate grasslands. Okay. We discussed velds of South Africa, which are temperate grasslands. Okay. So now we'll discuss the mountains of South America. This plate, South American plate is moving in this direction. Nazca and Caucasus plate is moving in this direction, which leads to emergence of young fold mountains. They are called Andes. Okay, Andes, fold mountains. Okay, and obviously volcanic nature because the subduction is happening. Asthenosphere, emergence of volcanic mountains, young fold mountains. Andes, we in North America we have Rockies, South में Andes. Longest mountain range in the world. Highest peak of Andes and South America is Mount Aconcagua. Okay, then we have Chile and Argentina border. We have Mount Ojos del Salado. Okay, highest active volcano in the world. In Ecuador, we have Mount Cotopaxi. Okay. So these are the Andes. This is the highest peak, Mount Aconcagua. It is in Argentina. Okay. Then we have Mount Ojos del Salado, which is the highest active volcano in the world. Okay. Highest active volcano in the world. Okay. Fine. Then we have Mount Cotopaxi, which is in Ecuador. All these are in Andes, longest mountain range in the world. Okay. Chile. Interesting fact is Chile is the longest country in the world. Okay. I hope you have written this. Now let's look at the deserts of South America. Okay. So we have. I'll show it over here. It will be better to show. This region sorry. Atacama Desert in Chile is the driest place on this world, driest desert in this world, Atacama Desert. Okay. Why? Rain shadow region of Andes, the Humboldt current, which is cold current. All these conditions are actually making the conditions for forming these suitable for formation of a desert. Okay, stable conditions, dry regions, rain shadow region. Okay, तो Andes से जब air ऐसे descend होती है तो it leads to adiabatic heating. So it creates stable conditions, warm conditions, dry conditions. Okay, so Atacama Desert, driest desert in the world. Okay, then in Argentina we have Patagonia Desert. Okay, it is a cold desert. Again, when the westerlies which are blowing, so rain shadow region of Andes. Okay, because of that, dry conditions. Okay, it is also called Piedmont Plateau. Piedmont Plateau means, which is, for example, this is mountains. So at foot of mountain, these are Andes. So when the air comes, it descends. Okay, this leads to adiabatic heating, stable conditions, and dry conditions. No rain. It is a plateau also and desert also. Okay, Patagonia Desert is in Argentina. Okay, then we have Atacama Desert in Chile. So with this, we have done the 2 continents, that is Africa and South America. Okay, let's move to the next continent.